Hi, my name's Dennis. You might already know myself and my cohort over there, Dakota. And today I'm going to show you some chair exercises. A lot of us are kind of chair bound. Our legs aren't quite as strong enough to start standing and doing some exercises. So we're going to do an exercise set that you can do in your chair. Now, I know everybody doesn't have dumbbells or bands, but we're working on some systems here. But in the meantime, you can use simple things around your house. If you happen to have a couple of little cans, you can use the cans for some weight. If you're feeling really weak, you can grab 2 rolls of toilet paper. Just kidding on the toilet paper. But, you know, there's things around us. You can use your countertop to do some push-ups, chair to use your squats. I'll demonstrate some of these things for you, but first, let's get through this lesson, okay? All right, so first off, I've got some music on. I prefer big bands, so I want to sit and get some movement with my feet. First, we'll start with the left to right, left to right. I hope you can hear this music. It's the best of Artie Shaw. So, we're just keeping time with the music, keeping our arms and legs moving. Remember, when you keep your arms moving, it's like when you're jogging and you're pumping your arms, you're burning energy, calories, and you're working on your cardio, working on your chest. Your heart will work a little bit more, so that's what you want. Keep that, it's a muscle, gotta keep it strong. Dun, 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 dun. Then we're gonna switch and move our toes forward and back. Still keeping up with the music. Tapping right to left and left to right. Also trying to get the signals from up here down to the feet. Bum, 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 okay, now we're going to switch with our feet into right angles. So you can start with your left foot, go up, center, out, center, and then switch to your left foot and your right foot. Excuse me. Oh. Come on, people. There you go, front, back, out, center. Kind of like a little dance step. Perfect for this music. You might want to think about that when you're doing these at home. You can do it with a chair, while you're watching this video. One more time, and feet together. You can start off with your, let's say your left leg. Kick it up and back and right. So you want to flex that leg each time you kick it out. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3. That way you get a little extra oomph in there. They're called, it's a static movement, but, oh, okay, one more time with that foot down back. And since we're not getting out of the chairs yet, you can lean over your knees with your weight, lift up your heels and go 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi, 5. 5 more to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now lift those toes up. We gotta move a little forward with those feet. Lift the toes up. Now we're working your shins right up here. So when you pull them up, you'll feel them. You remember shin splints when you were younger. Really painful. So we're trying to alleviate that in our older age. Then up on your heels again, our toes rather. Lift them up, lift the heels up high. Try and get 2 sets of these for your calves. We're going to try one thing that I hope goes well for some of you. All right, now lift your toes up again. Feeling that on your shins. Sometimes I tap a little faster because I get caught up in the music. You might too. Boom, boom, boom. And then, okay, now reach out with your right foot, push it down and drag it back. And reach out again and drag. So you want to force your foot down on the carpet and then pull it back and create as much resistance as you can so you'll activate your muscles in the back of your leg. And if you do it right, you'll notice it, you'll feel that back there. If you don't feel anything, get your foot flat and press down hard as you drag it back. You'll notice the difference. There you go. We're going to do a couple more of these. One more. And now go to the other foot, extend that foot out, push it down flat, hard, and drag it back. Create as much resistance, remember that. That's right, resistance and fatigue is good in this stuff. Uh-oh, Dakota. Couple more, kid. One more. Yeah. Okay, all right, we don't want to take too many breaks because we want to keep that heart rate up. So go back to your right foot, lift it up horizontal, point your toe out there, bring it back, and drop your foot. It's important to drop the foot because we want to do it each time. It's called exercise. Exercise does work. This is good though. You'll feel so much better after you get done. 4 more times, lift up, extend your toe, bring it back, drop that heel, up, out, back, and drop, up, out, back. Oh, right, Dakota. Let's try it one more time. Lift that leg horizontal, point your toe out, bring it back, and drop it. Reel that one in, and extend your other foot out there. Lift that leg up, point your toe, bring that back and down, and up, out, keep it going, gang. You're doing great. Don't give up. Keep going. Don't give up. Never surrender, I'm telling you. Some of you might know it, not all of you. I used to work in cardiac rehab, and I used to tell all my patients, keep going. Don't stop moving. Up, out, back. And then bring those feet back here. Now lift the heel up on your left foot, and then step out and keep that heel up high. And you're just taking a big step like you're getting out of a big truck. Lift that toe, lift that heel, lift the toe, lift the heel, move over. And we're gonna do one more, and you will switch to the other foot. Lift that heel up and out and back, and out, back. You can even use your hand and cheat a little, pick up your knee. I do. All right. One more, and then we're back here. Now, this part is not for everybody, but for those of you that can, and you want to give it a shot, you can put your hands on the side of the chair or the arms of the chair and hang on to it, but lean over, get your weight over those 2 big pistons called your legs, and push up out of the chair and down. You don't even have to stand up all the way like this. You can just go partial. We want to get those, engage those quads and your glutes. You don't want to lose those. We're just going to do about 3 more of these. And it's, remember too, we're going to lean over, exhale, sit down and inhale. Out through the mouth. In through the nose. There you go. All right. Let's see. What's another good one that we can do? You know what? Time to get your band. So, if you don't have a band, hang on. We're working on it. Actually, you may be able to go ask Bayada. They're going to get some bands. They're already packaged. I don't know how many they have or going to get, but remember that, ask, and they'll try and provide them for you. All right, so you get your band, if you got yours, and you put it on the bottom toe of your foot. Pull it back and lift your leg in the air, and then extend your toe out and back. So you're flexing at the ankle. This is also good to start strengthening for balance. Okay, and for getting a twisted ankle. Then you point your toe out there and you leave it. And you roll your foot left to right. There you go. Can you feel it? It all comes together. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing to the other foot. Extend the band out on your left foot. Pull the bands back, which lifts the leg in the air, and extend your toe out and back. What do you think? There you go. Okay, now, again, again, leave your toe point out, roll that left to right. Uh-oh, my mama done told me. Okay. Then we're gonna let that relax. You wrap each end of the band around your hands. Both feet underneath there, about where your arch is. That way it won't slip up and get you. Sit nice and tall in your chair. Pull those elbows straight back and your palms are facing in. Keep them low towards your hips. That's where you bring those hands, right by your hips here. Remember, exhale as you pull back, inhale as you go forward, exhale, inhale. Now we usually do 2 sets of 10 to 12. Depends how you're feeling. At least 2. Oh, one more. Okay, now we're gonna engage your biceps this time. So that was mostly your back. But if we put our palms up like this and still bring those hands right to your hips, you're gonna engage a little bit of your bicep too. So the idea is to get as many muscle groups that we have moving and doing something. Even if we just sit in the chair, huh? There you go. And you squeeze those shoulder blades. When you bring those fists back, you pinch your shoulder blades together. And then we'll relax for a moment, but not for long. All right, now take the band that's in your left hand, put it in the right, and the one in the right, put it in the left. Wrap the ends once or twice. Now, pretend you're in that old Western. Whoa, you're pulling that wagon back. The elbows come out to the back and sides. Hands come up towards your shoulders. Wow. Whoa, Nelly. You get my drift what we're trying, right? So now you're working your back and shoulders again. Kind of a seated row, an upright row. Remember, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. We're just gonna do one more of these. Oh, okay. Bring your feet back, take that band off your feet. All right, now that over your shoulders, around your back. Okay, now we're gonna exhale and extend our arms out in front. Inhale, come back. Breathe out, breathe in. Now there's 2 ways you can hold on to this. I have my elbows close into my body. My fists or palms are facing in towards myself. And I'm using good body mechanics. And it's easier on your shoulders. Now, there's another way where you can come back, elbows come out, whoops, fist out here, and then press forward like that. Now, either way is good. It just depends if you have injuries to your shoulder. Remember, if you have an injury, keep them close, palms in. If you don't, you can keep your elbows out, fist facing forward. Exhale, inhale, and stop. I'm pretty sure that was more than 10 as I was explaining that. And again, ready? On another set of 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Take a little 20-second break. One last set of this chest exercise. Okay, here we go. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. So that's 3 sets there. Take this off your chest or around your back. Then we're going to hold this over our heads so our arms are vertical, and then out to the side, horizontal, and up vertical. Remember, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. 2 more of these. 1 more. And we come back up here and give ourselves a little break. So that substitutes like doing a lat pull down, what they call it on the machine, where you're pulling the bar down there on the cable. Now we're gonna work another back exercise, and hold the band out horizontal. This time you pull your arms back and the band comes to your chest. 8 more of those. And always keep tension in your band. Don't let it get loose like that. You want to keep some tension in there. That way the muscles are always engaged, always working. So even if you're not using a real thick, heavy band, the muscles are working harder because you're not letting them relax. And 1 more. And catch our breath. And you'll feel it right across your arms too. Right through here. And up again over your head, and out horizontal, and overhead, and out to the side. 3, 4, 5, 6, good. 7, don't give up, come on, keep going. 8, 9, 1 more, 10. All right, now you get your little break again. And you should really start feeling it in here. So if you first start these exercises, or when you do, use a lighter band. Good form is very important. So 1 more set horizontal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. I'm already feeling it, and I'm just using a red band. All right, now you unwind your hands from that. Scoop your band palms up in your hand, and you leave just a very short little distance there between your little fingers, and you can pinch down out here with your thumbs. Keep your elbows at your side. Pretend that you're holding a towel under each arm, and you want to keep them there. Then you pull your fist apart. Now, we're not going to pull way out to the side here. It's just a little tiny move. In the exercise lingo, we call this a pulse move. Keep your forearms horizontal to the floor, sitting up in your chair, and you just do 10 or 12 of these little pulse moves. And then you can relax. And it works a little bit again at the shoulders, arms, and right up at the top of your pecs too. So ready? Now we're going to do 1 more set. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Now, since this exercise uses a lot of delts, which a lot of exercises do, you're always using your delts. Many times you're doing your shoulders, you can just do 2 sets because you use your shoulders for everything. They get a workout. Well, now you're done with the band, you can set that aside, and now you can grab your 2 cans of soup, or if you're lucky to get some dumbbells, we're working on that too. And then, I'm using some lighter ones today because, yes, I'm still nursing a shoulder injury for those that know me. But, tell you what, we're going to start off with a back exercise. We're going to reach down opposite hand to foot. So you can start off either way, right hand, left foot, or left hand, right foot. And down, and pull the weight up, reach down, pull it up each time. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Remember, anytime during your exercise, if you get thirsty, drink some water. Keep your water bottle close at hand. Hydration is really important. You might not know it too, you might, but they also, all your meds are based on your weight. So, if you're in good shape, maybe some of that medication can be toned down. It's happened before. All right, now, just like the bands, elbows at your side, holding those towels under your arm, and you do a little horizontal move. All righty, get ready. We're gonna go opposite hand to foot again. I'm gonna start off with this one, down, and up, and inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. We're doing good, Dakota. Wow. Can you feel it? And these are all functional exercises, everyone. You know, when you bend down to pick something up, tilt or twist, all these are help to get you through your day. One last one. That again, elbows at your side, palms up, keep those arms horizontal. Remember, don't pull apart too far with these weights, just nice, easy move. Try to stay in shape, not get injured. All right, we've got a few of those in, and we're gonna put the dumbbell one on top of the other, place them on your right knee, lift that heel up, and just like we did before, step out of the car and into the car. Remember, keep that heel up. Keep your calf engaged all the time. 5, 6, 7. 3 more, folks. 1, 2, 3. Just grab those weights and put them atop the other knee. Lift the heel up on that foot and step out of that side of the car. Hope you never hear that phrase.
Please step out of the car.
Okay, kiddo. Ready? 3, 2, and 1 extra one. And all you have to do is 1 set of those. And while you have the weights in this hand, see if you can grip them. Use your thumb. Sit nice and tall. And don't bend your arm. Keep it straight. We're just going to go right down to the side and pull our torso up. So we're working this side of our body, trying to work the muscles called your obliques, your torso, your core, which is really important for balance. There's a lot of emphasis these days on core and balance, core strength and balance. Okay, we're only going to do 1 set on each side. And then we're going to switch over to the other side. And again, same thing, sit tall, drop that weight. It's like you're gonna put them on the ground. You're leaning down and drop them on the ground, but you don't. Up and down. Inhale, exhale. Smell the roses, blow out the candles. One more. Okay. Alrighty, now scoot your little tushy forward in your chair. You want to create a little space between the chair back, excuse me, Dakota, and your back. And then you hold these dumbbells kind of close to you and you twist your upper torso. So now we're engaging these muscles in a range of motion, movement. And remember, it's not important to sit tall and straight in your chair. You don't want to get sloppy now. There you go. So you bring those elbows around. Remember, you're not just moving the weights left and right. You're twisting and swiveling at the waist. All right, now come forward, straight ahead. Hold your weights and lean back. Inhale, touch your shoulders to the chair. Exhale and sit upright. So I'm going to scoot forward. Need more room. Inhale, exhale. So now we're working your front abdominals. Now when you blow out, pretend you're trying to blow out candles, because that way you're forcing the air out through a little hole here, and that automatically tightens these muscles and helps pull your body up instead of your back muscles pushing, so there's less strain on them. And up, and rest. And for you old macho men guys back from the day, you know, no pain is no gain. That changed about 30 years ago. Now it's no strain, no gain. So don't hurt yourself. It's okay to strain a little. All right, now we're going to start with our arms down here, and we're going to do 10 shrugs. Just I don't know, I call them. Just shrug those shoulders. We'll do 2 sets. I'll show them how to do it another way. So otherwise, just do 10 like this, lifting those shoulders up. palms are already facing in. So then you bring the head of the weight towards your shoulder and down. So now you're doing what they call a hammer curl, hammer bicep curl. Remember again, it's exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. All right, now we're going to do another exercise. We'll come back to this one, but we got to do triceps. Two different ways to do that. One way is straight up overhead, and you leave your elbows, but you bring the weights behind you and extend your arms up and down and up and down. Now there's another way. If you can't bring your weights up over your head, you can bend over, stick an arm back, and you leave your elbows up high. You just extend your arms out behind you, kind of like you're pushing off the edge of the pool. And that'll isolate your triceps. Okay? Well, we'll call that one set. Then, hold the dumbbells palms forward. Well, if you haven't asked that question of yourself yet, why is he moving his hands in a different form? It's because I want to use all my muscles in my upper arm. I don't want to just use the front bicep. I want to engage as many muscles as I can. And every time I change hand position, I do so. So up and then up overhead, and tricep overhead extension. Remember, hold on to the weights and please don't hit your head. Okay, safety first. Okay. Uh-oh, we gotta get going. Here we go. And then up and down. Well, I was gonna show you another shrug that you can do. You can roll your shoulders up and around. And you can do these between sets when you're doing your biceps or triceps. And it actually feels quite good. You loosen up your shoulders, pull them up, pull them back, and let them roll down. It's a big circle. Alrighty. Now, turn your hands backwards so the back of your hand is facing forward, elbows out to the side, and curl up. These are called reverse dumbbell curls. Most of my clients didn't care, they just wanted to see results, so we're working on it. But exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. One more, gang, and then up. And again, last set of tricep overhead extensions or kickbacks if you're doing the kickback. Okay, here we go. 7 more, Dakota, if I can count right. And for those of you that know me, know I have a minor in math, but I'm lousy at counting. All right. Well, you know what my father used to say? Close enough for government work. We got our 10 in. So now you got your biceps, your triceps. We did a little chest, back, shoulders. Shoulders. Gotta do more shoulders. So now you're gonna hold your dumbbells, palms facing in, arms are at 90 degrees. We used to call these pitchers when I was weightlifting. We'd lift them up and empty these pitchers out. Fill them up and empty them out. So your fist and your elbow have to come up. None of this stuff. You have to bring these and pour out the contents. Again, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. Big sweeping movement. All right, Dakota, one more, then we're moving on to the next one. Okay, so that's working side belts. Then we're gonna bring your fist and elbow shoulder level, and you wanna get these weights and pull them back and squeeze that shoulders blades together, those shoulder blades, excuse me. Exhale, oh, there you go, there you go. You're doing it. Come on, you can do this. One more. No, I lied. One more. Okay, back together. So that works the rear delts and trapezoids, traps in your back, trapezius. Now, we're doing a military press. Again, I keep my palms facing in because it's easier on my shoulders. And I just go straight overhead and back and up and down and there you go. All right, just have about 4 more of these to go. 3 more, but it's already 2. And 1, and did that. Unfortunately, as I said earlier, we gotta do 2 sets for shoulders. So now, hold these out 90 degrees again and lift and pour out our pictures. Or you can pretend your favorite person, you're dumping that silly glue right over the top. Green slime. Okay, we only have, let's see, 3. 3, 2, 1. Bring these back down. Now, if we do these nice at a nice pace, you're gonna feel it, okay? And it might be, you might take a day to be sore, but a little achy, but you'll get better at it. Okay, now we're gonna pull these apart and your muscles get used to it. One of my coworkers used to say that the pain that you have is just weakness leaving your body. He thought he coined that one, but I already saw it on a t-shirt, so. All right, we got 1 more set of those to go. Rep. There is 1 more set. Overhead military press. 1, 2. And I don't know why they call it a military press, but they do. Straight up. Now you can do it that way, or you can bring it out to the sides like this. Whatever's comfortable for you and whatever works for you. And then we're gonna quit that. The good news is you don't need your dumbbells. You can set those down, or your cans of soup that you're using. The bad news is now you gotta do your stretches. So extend your right leg out there, heel on the ground, scoot towards the front of the chair so you get a nice straight leg. If you have your leg bent, you won't get as good a stretch. So you're not doing yourself any good. Leave your dew bone on the chair. Stretch down as low as you can. Some of you are more flexible, but that's about, just stretch that down. Hold it for a few seconds. Don't come up too quickly. And then you come back. Now shove your heel forward and pull your toe back. And you want to pull that toe back till you can start to feel it here and behind your calf. And again, you want to lean down here. And if you're like me, I got long arms, I'm able to grab my foot and pull it back. So now I can get a little back stretch out of it too. And come back up, bring that foot back. Extend your other leg out, heel down, toe pointed out. Slide down that leg. Oh, now this is my tighter leg. I've had a couple of injuries, so I can't straighten it as much. And I'm sure a lot of you can relate to this. Not only injuries, arthritis to the hip, but it keeps it loose doing all these exercises. Again, pull your toe back, engage that calf in the lower leg there, reach down and pull that back. You don't have to reach down, just like I said, if you're lucky enough, or if you have these arms. And come back up. Now the next stretch, I don't really recommend if you had a hip replacement, might be hard on it. So don't do it if you have a hip replacement. For those of you that don't, you cross your ankle over your knee. What this does is going to start to release your sciatic pain. Your sciatic goes all the way up from one foot and leg, down your tushy, and down to the other leg. It's the biggest nerve we've got in our body. And we got to keep that stretched out where we get that sciatic pain. And then you lean forward, gently lean forward, and you'll feel that on your cheek. But that's that sciatic stretching. Oh, that's enough. And remember, you can do these stretches once a day, but you only want to do them once. That's enough. If we go too much and too much repetitiveness, actually you get the opposite effect. And instead of the muscles and tendons relaxing, they'll tighten up on you. So don't overdo it. And then you lean forward again gently. Feel that stretch back here. Uh-oh, and then we come back up. Got both feet on the ground, sit nice and tall. You get your left hand and put it outside your right knee and use that as leverage to turn your upper body so you can look behind you. Twist your torso. And hold it. And then you release. Then you do the same thing to the opposite side. You get your right hand on the left leg, outside of that leg, and use it to turn your body around and twist and bring those shoulders around. I want to twist that torso. And then we come forward. And while we're here in this position, you can lift your chest up and your head back. And you can drop your arms and roll your shoulders back. So that way we get this little sag in your back. If you were doing yoga, they'd call it the cow. Because you'd be on all fours and you have the sag in your back. And then you would stop and you'd do the cat. And you'd lean forward and bring your head down, curve your back in the yoga stance there. And then you just come back up. You get your left ear and lean it towards your right or left shoulder. And reach that right arm out here. I used to tease the class about, being sneaky and taking one of your table mates' roll or bun or something out there. But you can't do that now, so we'll just lean and reach. So now you lean your right ear, right shoulder, stretch out with that left arm. You want to pretend you're trying to grab something that's out of reach so you can feel it right here on your neck as you're reaching out to stretch and grab that. Now then you come back. And you go back to your left arm, thumb up, palm facing in that way. Bring it across the front of your body. Use your right hand to grab that elbow and gently pull it towards you. I say gently because you don't want to hurt yourself. You just gently pull that, stretching that tendon. And you relax it, and then we do the same thing with your right arm. Across, left hand cradle that one. And you get a little bit of a stretch back there. And forward. And go back to your left hand, palm up. Bring those fingertips to your left shoulder. Push that elbow up, or if you're good, you can reach around, grab that arm and pull it back, and we're stretching your tricep back here. And working on your flexibility. And then you go to the right hand, palm up, touch that. Push back. Stretching is important, gang. The less tension you feel, the better quality of life you have. So take care of ourselves, okay? And all right, both hands out. I call this the Frankenstein, because then we pull our hands down and back and up and back. You can growl if you want, but anyway, it's just down, up, and we're flexing that wrist. All right, don't worry, gang. We're getting close. We're almost done here. And then we open up these fingers and open and close. I call this my ugly finder. My uncle told me a story where he was washing his car and this little kid came up and he was doing this. My uncle asked him what it was and he said, "It's my ugly finder and I think it's working." And my uncle promptly turned the hose on him. Then make a fist and twirl it around. Exaggerate that movement. You get your wrist moving, your elbow in there, and your shoulder. Peanut Gallery's bugging our photographer, but don't worry. And then reverse curl. We reverse that movement. Okay, then we're gonna get your hands, palms facing towards you, interlace those fingers, push them down, and then bring them up over your head and stretch again. And then we can even add a little yoga mode where you bring this underneath your chin here, hold your head high, and take 3 big breaths. And it lifts your head up and back and helps stretch your neck some more. And then you can relax on that one. One more. Stretch stretch your right arm way up. So you want that right shoulder a lot higher than your left. And then you stretch and reach over like you're trying to grab something that's just out of reach, up and over to your left. And then you come back. Same thing with your left arm, stick it way up into the air. And then you stretch over to your right. You want to feel that stretch all the way down there. Remember, anything worth doing is worth doing well, okay? All right, guess what? You can call that a day. So be watching for these films.